Kalyan, can we start?
Sir.
Is it audible now, Kalyan?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it's audible.
Yeah, I'll start. Dear students and parents, good evening to all of you. At the outset, I extend a warm welcome to all the participants in joining this brief meeting, and I thank you for spending your time after the working hours to listen to me for a few minutes. I hope you are all doing good in your academic environment and in the campus life as such. I congratulate you once again for joining PSG College of Technology and pursuing your higher studies in engineering. Please recollect your day of joining, and we spoke to all of you on August 18th in the quadrangle. 1 week would have gone with so many meetings addressed by eminent persons, alumni. Then on August 25th, you were addressed by the senior alumni, very senior alumni of the college who are established in their chosen path of profession, and leaders of the nation like technology leaders. Chairman of DRDO also addressed the audience. It was a great opportunity for you to listen to that type of diaspora of excellence. Many students don't get that chance. So try to utilize all these interactions, the energy of the campus, and the learning opportunities all the time. So after 25th of August, some more sessions you would have listened to as arranged by your departments, the induction program, some of the physical activities. Maybe by September first week, the classes would have started slowly to brush up your plus 2 basics and slowly taking you through the curriculum of first semester of engineering. Now it is almost, I think we are going to arrive at duration of 2 months, October 18. We are 1 week behind. Then you have a few holidays to come in. You will be excited to go home. Please have that excitement all the time. It's very important to be associated with your close people. I should speak to you something on the purpose again, which I spoke to you on the day number 1. All of us are here for a great purpose. That purpose is again to lead a life of values. To do that, you have to equip yourselves with skills, attitude, knowledge, and wisdom. I will tell you why these are important. You need skills, you need knowledge, you need wisdom. So when you enter into the higher education institution, HEI, like PSG College of Technology, a 73-year-old institution where many stalwarts have taught and many great alumni are molded. So you will also imbibe and assimilate those energies, and it will work inside with time, and you will also create wonders. So the world, if you look at how it is evolved, maybe a history of a pen, history of vehicles, history of travel, history of shipping, flying, healthcare. All this, if you go through, you will see the organization of knowledge in various domains. It is compiled, it is blended in the right proportion by various scientists, or I will use the word engineers, to create a facility for the benefit of society. If you look at healthcare, in 1840s, the field of surgery was a dreaded field. It did not give comfort to the patient. It was more painful than the disease. After that, so much of improvements have come. Protecting from infection, giving relief from pain, the use of ether, use of chloroform. So many types of experiments have been done, and today if you see the healthcare at affordable cost, people can get relieved of their pains. This is a great example of organizing knowledge. We call it as science. So to reproduce it, when you learn something scientifically, you are organizing the knowledge for a purpose. The higher purpose being again to lead a life of values. For that higher purpose, you need to acquire skills, that is scientific knowledge, skills, hands-on, design. So that gets into the domain of engineering. Then finally what happens? Wisdom, you have to arrive at wisdom. It is organizing your life. So wisdom will be visible when the life is organized. So one side you acquire knowledge, one side you keep your life well organized towards a purpose. So when the purpose is described, you call it as outcome. In your classes, the teachers would have used the word course outcome or program outcome. It is through the National Board of Accreditation. It is simple, nothing to be worried or nothing new. Again, it is stressing the goals. When you do a particular course, what skills you are going to attain. And when you learn several courses, when you blend them, how it leads to a bigger achievement leading to the benefit of society or humanity. So to summarize, knowledge from various fields, you have to organize for a particular purpose, that becomes outcome. Then you organize your life well. It could be achievement of business success, top positions, but finally you get wisdom. That is again you use for the benefit of society. So please keep this in mind. Things should be well organized. So as you progress from semester 1 to semester 8 or semester 1 to semester 10, as the case may be, you will be acquiring knowledge, you will be acquiring skills. It will be organized because it is offered in sequence, well-planned curriculum leading to employability. That becomes the evidence of your skills achieved. Evidence. Somebody comes and says your skill is required, you get internships, you get a job, and you continue your path towards your goals. So when you come for engineering education or any higher education, the purpose is to set the goals, work towards that relentlessly. You have to pursue, use all the opportunities. So this is the first part of my words of experience to you. The second part is, look at the nation, how things are evolving. Population is, 140 crores around, a large population, and large percentage is again employable youth. So education becomes essential to give the skills and the scales of magnitude what you see in the whole nation. And when it has to reach the top 3 of the world economies, everybody will have to work hard. So when the nation is putting such targets, that feeling will percolate everywhere, and each one of us being part of the nation will feel this pressure, and we will be ready to carry it forward That capacity is given by the modern education. Earlier days, this type of views were not there. When the economies are evolving, technology is evolving, generations are evolving, these things will become very, very clear in the agenda and day-to-day activities. So again, to repeat, the purpose of education, the role of science, then role of engineering. You can see how the life standards are improved, per capita income is increasing, and you can see the facilities, the high-speed trains, flyovers, non-stop flights like A380. So many people are flying with the best comfort possible in the world. So all these are because of complex problem solving abilities being developed in the human mind. So the topic what I set was how to develop this ability. We will have complex problems, what I indicated in the beginning, like healthcare, agriculture, usage of resources, eliminating pollution, reducing poverty. You know about the sustainable development goals, which you will be reading. All these are solved by the imagination of humanity. And that comes by a good education, which you are acquiring. So the complex problem means it is not that the problem is an examination question in the question paper. You would have written so many exams starting from your LKG, UKG, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Now you are going for the next course. So the complexity does not mean that in 1 hour or 2 hours it cannot be solved. That is not the meaning of complex engineering problems. When you say complex, it involves several domains. In your examination, if a problem of calculus is asked, you will be trying some methods which have been trained on and you try to solve it. It could be a problem of physics or chemistry or whatever subjects you are going through. For example, if you do an integration in calculus, you get some answer as a number. But what does it mean? Now this is the time to understand that. Earlier days you will be getting a correct answer and you don't interpret the answer, but engineering needs a lot of interpretation. After some time somebody will tell you, if you integrate, you get area of a curve under a curve, or you get the volume swept by an area. If you do a vector calculus like gradient or divergence, which you may be studying now, you may get the flux or you get a gradient. Similarly for derivatives, dy by dx and higher order derivatives, it has a meaning. So now when you learn certain concepts, please try to interpret. So this area will be useful in a design, or it could be a magnetic field or electric field or a flux produced in an EMI equipment, which is used in all our walks of life. So now onwards, when you start learning, please understand why this answer is like this and what is its utility. This is the time to think of that. This is one ability needed to solve complex engineering problems. I used the word question, why. That means in the classroom, you have to interact. Interaction is with the instructor. You have to raise your doubts. Just imagine the classroom of 80 students who think without boundaries. You see its power. It is very powerful. The most brilliant ideas emanate in classroom. But you have to participate, understand the concepts, clear your doubts. You need not be shy of it. All the time you must be ready with questions. Do the homework. Read a little bit extra, and when you are in the classroom, you will enjoy it. And you have a lot of feedback sessions. You have intermediate feedback. You have the semester end feedback, and you can speak to the faculty, clear your doubts. The interaction is the only solution to come up. All the constraints of thinking all the constraints of asking questions. It could be a very silly query, but to answer that, it may be needing a lot of reading from the other side. So they will definitely give you the clarity on your doubts. So again, to repeat, essential activities needed to solve the complex engineering problems is the ability to interpret, the ability to articulate, and the ability to interact. So when you interact, either online, offline, many of you will be doing courses online. You will have the culture of sharing your ideas and getting something from the outside world. Online journals, online textbooks, YouTubes, so many channels you can avail today. So that leads to networking, and when you network, you get the best ideas, and somebody will take best ideas of yours. So to solve a good engineering problem, generally when we speak about engineering, we try to understand how to mimic the world. So it is a pursuit of the possible. Science people will say it is the pursuit of truth. Both are required. But in engineering, we cannot spend much time because the education, the skill, and the outcomes are to be produced in a well-defined time frame. You can see the Nobel laureates recently announced in chemistry, physics, and in medicine. Each one has worked for several decades on complex problems, but they are science. They have experienced it, and they have connected with the previous histories, and they give a new interpretation of their finding. So they are honored. Similarly, in engineering, you look at the existing designs, look at the existing principles, again study, you come out with a new idea, you call it as innovation, and when people start using it, it is a true innovation. So the engineering is more challenging sometimes because there is a cost implication. Like many instruments you use in healthcare, several equipment. Each one is designed so well that the human being who is using it will not be harmed. It will be very comfortable, and it gives accurate and reliable parameters to monitor the system. Therefore, all these have come up because of the blending of science with ideas in nature. So these are all the contributions of engineering. As a student of engineering, you have to keep this in mind. Several courses you study, you have to channelize their abilities, the ability of the course, imagine where this can be used. Then do some attempt. Let it not be a complete success, but you experience it, that becomes your greatest learning, and this campus provides you with all such opportunities. Try to do something on your own all the time. For this, you need resources, especially journals, textbooks. Our library is very good in this. You please go ahead and use all this, and be digital literate. You must be very comfortable with online tools, learnings, practicing exams or assignments, assessments. You can learn a lot today. It is not like our days where we had limited access and limited resources. Today you are flooded with information. That also you should be careful. You must use what is most appropriate for your stage of life. Now, some of the best practices you have to adopt to achieve whatever I mentioned previously. One about organizing your knowledge, one about organizing your life, then the ability to solve complex engineering problems. It will come with time. Need not worry for the next day. It comes by practice. The most complex problem will have the simplest solution. Please remember that also. Simplest doesn't mean it will not come with zero investment. It needs investment in time, money, energy, and passion. So as a student, your investment is your involvement. First, Please attend all the classes. When I say that, interact. You need to interact in the class. Speak to the teacher, speak to your tutor or head of the department, as the case may be. The most important is classroom. All abilities are blossomed only in classroom. Please remember this. You have 8 semesters to go. Each semester is the most valuable time of your life. You must cherish it, use it well, interact well, and get the best benefit out of it. Now, some of the simple tools to develop these abilities. Number 1, I mentioned attend all the classes. Maintain a good attendance. You should have 100% attendance. Don't skip any class because they are all connected. If you miss one class today due to some unavoidable reason, please learn from the classmates, go to the teacher, get it clarified before the next class. That will give you continuity. Otherwise, when there is a break, the 45 hours of lecture, each lecture will be connected with the next topic or next few topics, depending on the gravity of the concept. So you have to master it, otherwise next level will be inadequate. So please attend to all the classes, make it up if there is a missing due to some reason. It is natural. The second part, there will be assessments. It is very important. The assessment is a very important part of learning. There is no point in saying I learned a course without getting benchmarked. Any institution or any learning system, whether we like or not, there will be assessments. So in a professional system, especially in a semester system, classes are held for 45 hours. You know the credit system, which your teachers would have explained to you. 1 hour lecture is 1 credit. 3 hours in a week. If they teach you, it's a 3 credit course. Approximately, we teach you 15 weeks, excluding the assessment period. You have 45 hours. So these 45 hours, some of the major concepts will be discussed in the class, and they will give you adequate opportunities to learn and check yourself whether you are learning in the right way. This is called the assessment. So in your curriculum, you are admitted in 2023, you will have 2 short assessments. When I say short, maybe 1.5 hours duration, it has a weightage. And another 1 more assessment will be there. We can call it as a formative assessment. Prepare well. I think you will be writing your first assessment in the campus maybe in the month of November, first or second week. Prepare well. Not to be worried. Previous question papers you can practice. All the homework given by the teachers can be reviewed. You will not have any difficulty in progressing. But what I say is attendance. Please monitor it well from your side. If there is a difficulty, you can always inform your teacher or the tutor. They will help you in overcoming such issues. So assessment 1, we call it as CA1, continuous assessment 1. Then there will be another break of 1.5 once classes will be happening. Then you will have CA2, continuous assessment 2. These are proctored assessment, short examination I can say. In addition, there will be some objective type tests. There will be some assignments, homework, tutorials, as the course may be. You must talk to your teacher all the time about the mode of assessment, the way it is going to be held. And the assessment will be in a centralized method. CA1 will be in a centralized hall. CA2 also will be in centralized hall. Others will be as decided by the teacher. Tutorial will be generally held in common in a central venue. So my information to you is the final examination got a weightage. That is for 3 hours. This may be for 1.5 hours. And every assessment counts to the final grade you are going to get. I should not speak too much on the grading. There is a well-defined system. Your teacher again can give you some clues on that. But my advice to you is don't worry about the grades or anything. Learn well. You won't have any problem. You imagine the highest grade all the time. and prepare well. See, training is more important than the competition. If you want to prepare for Olympics, that event will be of a short duration, but preparation may be for several years. That makes it great. Any event, if the preparation needed is really hard, that makes it challenging and important. To master anything, please remember any expert you ask, maybe in sports, maybe in music, or anything which you feel important, they would have practiced it for 10,000 hours. That is the statistics. So you think how many hours you practice, this 10,000 hours, how to happen in 8 semesters. You won't get 10,000 hours in 8 semesters. So every minute you have to acquire more abilities. That's what I said, the skill and the speed. So if speed is different from hurry. Speed is a well-planned strategy, speed. So you should strategize your way of learning without wasting time, and more specific problems you have to understand. Not very rudimentary problems. Take a big problem, try to solve, you would have learned everything. For example, if you learn Newton's laws of motion, you should take sufficiently complex problem. It cannot be just substituting two numbers and getting the third number. You will have higher levels of application in engineering. So every subject, elevate the level of questions, elevate the level of thinking, and elevate the level of practice, elevate the level of speed. Then you can attain the same amount of expertise what you get by 10,000 clock hours. And the whole system will support you for that. And please understand this. Classroom will give you skill. And sometime in classroom, they will tell you where this skill can be applied. For example, computer programming. If you learn programming well, they will say you may get a good job in the software industry. That's the second level of achievement. But another group of discussion can lead you to a situation where you will be able to imagine the opportunities. It is not given by somebody. You create your own opportunity. That is the highest level of understanding a subject. If you learn physics, you will create your own opportunity to apply physics. You will not depend upon a question, or you will not depend upon a particular system to call you. You create your own thoughts, you create your own problem, you create your own solution, which is much, much bigger than what is existing. So it becomes useful to somebody. So now, connecting all the three, I started with your purpose of coming here, several events that took place, major meetings, classroom interaction. Then we spoke about the engineering. What is engineering? How to understand engineering? You have to look around. Before you came, the flyover work was starting in the Avinashi Road. You are seeing now structures which are very huge. But before that, there was huge machinery which you would not have seen sometime. They were digging the pillars, taking out the soil. The soils were tested. We used to watch, and some videos even we have created out of it. Then the construction started. Now you are seeing only the pillars and the beams getting erected. It is a huge engineering problem, how it has been done. Similarly, if a new airport has to be constructed, a public facility, you need so many things in an airport. Safety systems, transportation, ground handling. That is the meaning of complex problem. These things are not meant for a examination of a university type. These things come when you do a project work, and you will understand the cost implication, and you will be suggesting cost effective solutions. Now, how to achieve this ability, that was my last point. That is, the only place for all this is classroom. If you don't do these things in classroom, you cannot organize. That is the reason I use the word organize in the first sentence. Organizing your skills, organizing your knowledge, organizing your life, everything comes through classroom. When you write an examination, you sit in the exam hall, you start organizing your thoughts. The word is organize your thoughts. Now when I speak to you, I do the same. I try to organize my thoughts. I try to present it the best way you can understand. Same thing happens in classroom. Teacher introduces the concept. Step by step, they take you to the highest level of the application of that particular concept. Therefore, again, a complex problem is solved in the most simple way, that is by some type of, I will say, disciplining ourselves, disciplining our thoughts, disciplining our actions, and giving priorities. That is the meaning of or well organized process, well organized event. You will see a lot of things because this takes away less resources, less cost, and more comfort to the customer. That is the meaning of this organizing. If it is haphazard, we won't be able to achieve the customer's satisfaction. See, for example, when you fly from Coimbatore, let us say, to Singapore, or Coimbatore to Singapore, then to Los Angeles, flights are there. How smoothly the whole process is done without any chaos, including luggage or parcels, whatever. Perfect landing without any worry, and you reach your destination. So all such things are possible because of the abilities developed by academics, students, young minds in solving complex engineering problems. Definitely you will be capable of doing much bigger activities, whatever field you select. Then, when you leave the campus after 4 years or 5 years, within the stipulated time, you must have a job in hand. That is the most important. Every day is different. Tomorrow's happiness, you cannot use it from yesterday or from today. Every day's happiness you have to earn. It is like earning our salaries or anything for life. Every second you have to value, be involved, and continue to enjoy that presence. That is the most important. When we say enjoy, it is not smooth. That is not the meaning. When you involve in a hardship, that itself is a happiness. When you come out, you will understand. And nature will never give you a problem that you cannot solve. Every time it trains you. First it gives a small problem, you solve it. As we grow, you get another problem, which is slightly bigger. You again solve it, you go to the next level. So nature is teaching you to reach the highest goals. Please remember it. And all these are smaller steps in that great effort. So this is how education has to be looked at. So getting a job is important. From there again going to the next level is important. Being much bigger is very important. And finally, you give back to somebody, to your society, to your families, so unknown people also, whatever it is. That ability also should come as a part of education. So the whole process of learning in 4 years or 5 years, it will be enjoyable definitely, and you have curricular, co-curricular, extracurricular activities. You would have witnessed a few in the campus last 2 weeks, and this week also something will be there. You may be feeling to get inside. You will get time, don't worry about that, because you should measure yourself, how you are progressing in your learning. Maybe a few assessments will give you the true picture of what you are doing. Is it sufficient, or you have to put some more effort? And there is no substitute for hard work. All the time you have to pursue. Patience, very important. You have to wait. Nothing happens immediately. You have to work hard. If the target is much bigger, you have to work patiently for a longer period. Then purity. You have to be pure in your thoughts. Utmost purity you have to maintain in your thoughts. Thoughts must be pure. You can understand it with time. Then perseverance. Continue to work. After getting one level, go to the next level. Never become complacent. That is the meaning of this academic training. When you are in first standard, you come to second. You keep migrating. You come to a professional education. Again, you have to migrate. Only difference is when you come to a professional education, with our growth, you see the realities of life with more clarity. You have to become more responsible. You have to participate in building the nation, building the societies, helping the family, and helping the needy. So this is how the purpose of education is kept. What I mentioned is to lead a life of virtues. Virtue comes by purity. The purity what you develop in your thought, then how patient you are. You have to wait. Nothing will happen by running inside the train. Train has to reach the destination. Then persevere all the time. You have to keep working. There is no free meal in this world. You have to earn your happiness. That happiness is your passion. You go through that, you never feel for it, that it was suffering. You will enjoy it. So I thank you for your time that you participated in my talk. And to give you some glimpse of what we did in the month of August, you will be knowing PSG College of Technology is a G20 institution. G20 you will be reading in newspaper. G20, that status is conferred by government for 1 year when India assumed the presidency of G20, and we had several events held in the campus. And on this month, in the month of September, we had a meeting in Delhi on 26th. We took a team from here. We reached there, and on 27th, the Honorable Prime Minister addressed all the students of various universities and faculty members and heads of institutions in Bharata Mandapam. That meeting was a very huge meeting, and some of your seniors have participated in this meeting. You can also talk to them with time, and they will tell you what is it about. So it was a great opportunity for the institution and the students to see that huge environment where G20 meeting was held. So you can also be proud of the institution where you are studying. Among 75 institutions, PSG College of Technology is the only college, certainly in Tamil Nadu. You can check the websites of RIS, Research and Information Systems for Developing Countries. Under G20 Secretariat, you can see this. And the events held by various institutions you can read. And it is a great time for all of you to understand the world, the economy, the geopolitics, and how the young population can contribute to the growth of the world. So education here will definitely take you to a bigger network of alumni. They are all over the globe. You will have a lot of opportunities and responsibilities to execute with time. When the days change, new things are coming up, the lifestyle is changing, but you have to be rooted strongly on the traditional values, but all the time you have to become modern. So ability to be modern, founded on value system, that is the most important for everybody. So I request you to read about PSG College of Technology, talk to your teachers, talk to your seniors, understand the way training is given here, and of course you need to discipline with changes outside. Discipline doesn't mean just keeping quiet. That is not the meaning of discipline. Being modern with traditional values, how traditional families, they become very influential, but still they keep old systems in place. That is how things grow in this world. A mountain is high, but the roots are very deep. All the time remember this, the Mount Everest, but below the level also there is another mount which we don't see. So the foundation should be very strong. You will do well. From my side, I wish you all the best. Practice well, and attendance, classroom, examination, everything is important. Give top priority for your academics and academic achievements. This is only for 4 years. After that, you will be free and you will execute your passion. That time, you must be on your own. You have to be your own God. May not be others will watch you. They will only, if you seek advice, they may tell you. So the ability to guide yourself in a tough situation, you have to develop during this period of education. I am sure we will be giving it and you will be absorbing it. Wish you all the best and thank you for joining me. Thank you.